recording just yet. Oh, there it is. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Benjamin E. Mays High School Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Benjamin E. Mays High School Go Team to order at 5:11 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take the roll.
Please respond present when your name is called. Principal Ramon Gardner.
Present.
Aquandra Morris. Kaya Cody. Siobhan Brown.
Present.
Sonia Lewis.
Present.
Jasmine Smith.
Present.
Gregory Clay. And myself, Kimberly Jenkins.
All right, this team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Ms. Jenkins, is there a quorum present?
Yes, there is a quorum present.
Great. So our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you all via email. Are there any changes to the agenda? All right, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make the
Siobhan
motion
Brown.
to approve. Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Ms. Lewis.
This is Sonia Lewis. I make the motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor? Got it.
Aye.
All in favor, please say aye, so the secretary can record your vote. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain. All right, great. If there are no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes? I need a motion to approve the minutes, y'all.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes from the previous meeting.
I second it.
All right, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We will now move to filling vacant seats, the open community member seat, and the open student seats. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seats. All Go Team members may only have one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full Go Team members and may join the meeting. All right, Principal Garner will bring forth all nominations.
All right, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We'll first fill one of the open community member seats. Before I do that, Ms. Gibson, are you on?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, I just got notice yesterday that one of our community members, one of our community members from our last meeting is actually a part of another Go Team, which means he can't be on this Go Team. And then Mr. Clay just notified me yesterday that he would not be able to serve. So I do have one recommendation this evening that I want to bring forth to fill one of those positions. And I guess we'll table the other one. Is that how that should work?
Yes, sir.
Yep,
Okay.
that's correct. Did Mr. Clay, did he like send you an email or something?
He sent me a text message.
Okay, if you could just ask him to like send you an email, saying that he resigns his seat, that would be great. And then you can just forward that to the Go Team office, so we'll have it for our record.
Sounds good. I'll work on that. All right. Sorry about that, team. We will now move to fill the open community member seat. This person will serve on the Go Team for a full 2-year term. I nominate Ms. Rejoice Jones to fill the open community member seat. Does anyone have any comments or discussions about this nominee? All right. Ms. Jones, I would ask if you would just come on, introduce yourself to the team and tell them who you are and how you partner with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for the recommendation. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rejoice. Professionally, I am a former teacher. I did Teach for America. Sorry if that triggered any any feelings, but it definitely was my introduction to understanding how important educators are, how important what you guys do every day, and has actually given me a lot of energy to want to volunteer and to be of service to schools. Started my journey in this capacity as far as helping schools. I would say my true goal is to help schools get more capital from local businesses, from private and public partners. And I started that journey in 2018 with John Lewis Invictus Academy, and I served on that Go Team. And we got them into great shape, and we're still partners. So now it is my hope to serve Benjamin E. Mays, you all's Go Team, in the same capacity, not only helping to give more resources to the students, their parents, and the teachers, but also just be a resource for whatever you guys need so that you can do your work well. And yeah, that I hope that I am, welcomed on. I plan to work really hard and to support where needed.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jones. We appreciate that. All right, we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Ms. Rejoice Jones for the community member seat. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Right.
Mm.
All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right. Ms. Rejoice, I think, Ms. Jenkins, how many ayes do we have?
We do not count the student, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been voted in yet.
But we have 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5.
All right. How many nays? Okay. Ms. Rejoice, welcome to Benjamin E. Mays Go Team. We are definitely happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Moving along, we will now appoint student representatives. So at this point, we have one student who I would like to appoint, and I'd have to table the other appointment into our next Go Team. But our team will have 2 student members appointed by the principal. In this case, we have one this evening. The student will serve for a 1-year term and be a full voting member of the Go Team. After careful consideration, I appoint Miss Tamara. Let me look at Tamara's last name. Tamara's your last name. I'm sorry.
It's Eccles.
I thought so. Miss Tamara Eccles as a student member of the Go Team. Tamara serves as our SGA president as well. Congratulations to you, Tamara Eccles. You will serve as one of the student representatives for this school year. You can come off mute and say, introduce yourself to the team.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn my camera on for this one. But hi, my name is Tamar Eccles. I'm a senior. I am the SGA president for Mays High School. I'm also on the student advisory council for the superintendent. And yeah, I'm just happy to serve you guys on the Go team. I'm happy that we have a Go team as well.
All right. Great stuff. Good job, Tamar. Very impressive young lady. All right. Turn it back
All
over
right.
to you, Smith. Yep.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys. So we will now move to the discussion items on our agenda for the school strategic plan and the data discussion from our spring 2023 MAPS results. Mr. Garner?
Hey, this is Chandra. I just saw that the first action, maybe the second one, about filling the parent seat, that y'all tabled that one too.
Yes, we did. Ms. Kirkpatrick, do we have both parents, or are we missing one? That we are missing one.
Yeah, if you go back to the agenda, it had, I think the first vacancy that y'all had up there was still the action item 3C.
Oh, yeah, right.
Vacant
Yeah,
parent seat.
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I will have to table that. There's a parent, another community member, and a student. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Yep. Next slide, please. All right. So we'll talk a little bit about our strategic plan, which was already created, prior to my arrival. You can find our full strategic plan from 2021 to 2025 on our school website under Go Team, and it is literally right there. Where I wanted to focus on this evening are our strategic priorities and where they were ranked last year, and connect those to our goals within our continuous improvement plan. And so if you look at our SMART goals from now to 2025, and these have the dates from last year in them, they need to be updated, but the percentage of students who graduate in 4 years will increase from 84% in June of 2022 to 85% in June of 2023. We'll look at the updated goal shortly for graduation rate. We want to increase the percentage of students meeting and exceeding growth target by 5% over the next 5 years. For numeracy, we want to increase the percentage of students meeting or exceeding growth targets by 5% as well. And then we want to increase the attendance percentage by 3% from 80 to 83%. Next slide. All right, here are how the strategic plan priorities were ranked last year, and it goes from higher to lower. So you can see retain and continue to develop a high-performing faculty was rated the #1 thing for our Go Team last year, which I think we're on track to doing that. We had to hire a lot of staff when, upon me getting this principalship. I think we've hired some quality staff along with the staff that remained, and we're doing some strategic things to make sure that our staff feel appreciated, and we'll talk more about that as we go. We want to build teacher capacity to support an increase in mastery for students. What's the second highest priority ranking? Utilize flexible learning tools, technology integration, and target instruction to personalize learning for all students. Implement a whole child system of support that integrates social emotional learning, behavior, wellness, and comprehensive academic intervention plans. Provide wraparound services availability to address the academic, emotional, and behavioral needs of students. Increase graduation rate, increase milestones, and then strengthen the implementation of IB, or International Baccalaureate. Any questions about that? All right, next slide. All right. So from that, here is the priority and the rationale. So we said last year to retain and continue to develop a high-performing faculty. The rationale is that this is important to build consistency with instructional practices and creating a thriving learning environment for scholars, build teacher capacity to support an increase in mastery for students. The rationale for that was in order to increase student mastery, teachers must be equipped with the necessary tools to provide high levels of student-centered instruction. We wanted to utilize flexible learning tools, technology integration, and target instruction to personalize learning for all students. And there we wanted, it says studies have shown that a personalized learning approach yields better learning for results. This approach elevates learning and provides content that is relevant, engaging, actionable, and memorable. And it customizes the learning for each student's strengths, needs, skills, and interests. Next slide. For a whole child system of support, it is wraparound services provide support that address the whole child. This allows students to reach their full potential, which is has a direct impact on their success in and through high school. The increased graduation rate will directly impact our CCRPI. Of course, milestone proficiency increases in the course milestones and will ensure that students possess the necessary skills to succeed in the next grade level. And then Strengthen IB ensures that students are receiving maximized opportunities, developing global scholars, and it also has a direct impact on our CCRPI metrics. Next slide. So here is kind of how the strategic plan connects to our school and continuous improvement plan, and then, our goals. So it is, building teacher capacity, and then the Georgia milestones is the key indicator for that, meaning if our teachers are trained and highly developed and highly skilled and have the necessary training, that will in turn, feed down to our students, which will produce higher achievement levels on the Georgia milestones in the course assessments. And then increasing the graduation rate does the same. Our goal is a little bit higher this year. I think it is 87% based off where the school landed in June of 2023, which is good work. Next slide. All right, so let's talk about some more recent data and really give an outline for the work that we need to do, or what we're facing right now. Next slide. All right, so here is, and I'm sorry, hopefully you can see it. But here is, we just finished our first round of MAP testing. MAP is our universal screener. It's through NWEA, and it gives us a breakdown for how our students are doing in math and also in reading, and it speaks to their growth potential. So if you look at the very top chart where it says all grade, and this is MAP reading growth, that first number says all grade, all grades, and it's growth. So it says 34th ranking, right? So if you look at those percentile keys at the bottom, I don't know if you can see my cursor. It shows from like 1st to 20th, then 21st to 40th, then 41st to 50th, and so on. That tells you where your school stands, kind of nationally in this area. I don't know if we can make it any larger or not. Ms. KP, I'm not sure. I think it's a screenshot of the slide that I had. So we may be able to send it to you. And then you want to see right beneath that, it says fall, 2022, 2023, and then fall of this year. So you can see last year, when we took this exam, we were in the 41st percentile, which is better, the higher, right? The better. And this year we dropped to the 34th. So meaning our kids who took the MAP in the fall last year scored a little bit higher than our kids this year. And so if you look at the different categories, you can see we have more students in that 1st to 20th percentile. But, you know, we have a few more students in the 2nd quartile range overall, a few less students in the yellow, a few less in the green, and a few less in the blue, right? And then underneath that, it gives you a breakdown by, you know, by each grade level. So for 9th grade, our 9th graders are doing actually a little bit better overall. 9th grade is in the 44th percentile overall, which is pretty high for growth. And then if you look at achievement, it's exactly the same as it was last year. Specifically looking at, you know, we have less amount of students in the red, which is a good thing. You look at 10th grade, it's the same analysis, 33rd growth overall. Last year, 10th grade was in the 45th. This year, it dropped all the way to the 36th. So the achievement levels are a little bit lower, which means, but look at 11th grade. I would think that if the 10th grade last year was at the 45th, then it would be at the 45th or higher for 11th grade. But look at 11th grade. Achievement was in the 35th last year, 26th this year. And then 12th grade, 32nd growth last year. Achievement, 41st last year, 32nd this year. So it looks like in most areas, our kids' achievement levels are a little bit lower than we were last year. Any questions about this data or the breakdown? All right, next slide. So we look at math, kind of the same thing. I can't read those numbers at the top for math. Yeah, for overall. But I can see for 9th grade, growth at the 44th, which again is, you know, pretty good, not bad, not the best. A little bit higher than last year, but still in the lowest, the 2nd to lowest percentile. Yeah, 10th grade. Same thing, growth 36, 31st% last year, 28th, I believe. Look at 11th grade, math. Whoa, big decrease. And then seniors, decrease as well. And we'll see where the growth is. You know, this is the first time we take this test. So what I'm hoping and what I'm hoping for is that as a result of the quality instruction that we're receiving every day, when we take this exam again in November or December, that we'll see a lot more growth as a result of the first semester of instruction. Next slide. Now I want to talk about our Georgia milestone goals and the results. This is a graphic that shows our Georgia milestone historic data. And I won't read, you know, through this, all of these slides, but what I will say is if you look at like American literature, you look at 2022, 2023, from 2021, 2022 to 22, 23, we took a big drop. You know, we had, you know, 2021, 22, we had 55.8% of the students that develop in plus. It dropped to 42.6 last year. You see 21, 22, it was a 17.4% of the students were proficient. It dropped to 11.7, which is a 5 percentage point decrease. And it's been kind of steadily decreasing historically, right, in that subject area. So I believe in our strategy this year and the instructors that we put in place, that I have total faith that our American literature, I actually feel very confident about our American literature results as a result of the teacher talent we have in that content area. If you take a look at algebra, the school did really well in algebra last year. Georgia Milestones. We showed growth, right? We want more than 36.4% of the students to, be at a developing plus level, because that still means we have roughly, 63.6% of our students in the beginning, which, so we want to improve that. But there was growth, good growth, especially in the percentage of students who are proficient. It jumped from 4% all the way up to 11%, which is a big, 7.7% increase. Let's go down to U.S. history. We took a jump in U.S. history as well, 10.2% jump. And then in biology, that was a 2.3% in developing plus and a 2.1% in proficiency. And you see our goals, for this year. Our goal for American Lit, we want 47.6% developing plus. We want 14.7% to be proficient. In math, we want 5 percentage point increase in developing plus and a 3 percentage point in proficiency from 11.7 to 14.7. U.S. history, our goal is a 5 percentage point increase in developing plus to 53.2 and a 3 percentage plus in proficiency to 15.2%. And then finally, biology, we want a 5 percentage point increase in developing plus to 44.3 and a 3 percentage point increase in proficiency up to 17.2%. Any questions about our goals, what we stand to do, what we want to do, and kind of where we have landed historically since 2016. All right, next slide. All right, some of the GLOWs and GROWs, right? GLOWs for me is fully staffed with certified teachers. Even though we've lost 2 teachers, a Spanish teacher and a physics teacher, we have been fortunate enough to hire certified teachers in those positions, even, this soon. 2 veteran teachers who I'm really excited about for one of our Spanish classes, and then for our physics class, our new certified teacher, Mr. Roger, will begin on Thursday. I think one of our GLOWs is the implementation of our PLCs and our backwards design instructional planning approach, where we are looking to start with the assessments first. We know how we want to assess students. So we start with the assessments and we build our day-to-day instruction to get students prepared for those assessments. So in theory, in my mind, if we start with really rigorous assessments that really assess the standards, and we set our day-to-day instruction up for students to be successful, we will be. In the midst of, before we get to the, summative assessments, we want to build quality formative assessments and even evidence of mastery or exit tickets. And we'll have some streamlined professional development coming up really soon on do nows and exit tickets, which are formative assessments, and how we need to use those to know if our students are gaining or maintaining the instruction on a day-to-day basis. And then another GLOW is our whole child intervention implementation, where we have a group of educators that meet every Thursday, and we have a targeted group of students, our students who have the most challenging attendance, discipline, and grades. And we want to match those students up with individuals on that whole child intervention team who will track and build relationships and make sure that those students have what they need. And we want to track their attendance, grades, and discipline as a result of the partnership. Some of the GROWs, our fall to fall, not milestones, but our fall to fall MAP assessment data, decreased, which is, which is something you don't want. The positive in that to me is that it is the fall and we get an opportunity to have some consistent days of quality instruction so that our students can do better when we take it again. And then our whole child intervention supports for students with attendance, grades, and discipline deficits is, while it's a grow, is also it's a glow, it's also a grow, and that we really want to get those systems and structures tight with that group so that we can really monitor and see if that work or if that team is working. Next slide. All right. Turn over to you. Like, what do you notice? What are your wonderings, and what additional questions do you have based off of what you just heard?
I'll go first. So I did notice that in relation to the MAP scores, that our students who've been here a while, our juniors and our seniors, are the ones that had the greatest decrease in the scores from fall to fall. And I'm also a part of the testing team. I'm testing coordinator, secondary testing coordinator. When we're testing those students, I'm curious if that is actual student understanding or their ability to, I guess, take this test seriously or have the stamina, if you will. I'm just not, for me, I'm not convinced that it's a lack of knowledge or understanding for the content.
I would agree with you. And what I would say to add to that, Ms. Smith, is, something that I have to adjust and do a better job of. I think that when we initially knew we had to take MAP, we didn't have all of our devices. And so because of that, we ran the MAP test through we kept our regular schedule, and we did MAP testing through our math and ELA classes, which is not enough time for students to test. So it was a back and forth where they got into class, they started the test and didn't finish. So we had to run a bunch of makeup. So the testing environment or the structure of how we gave the assessment wasn't the greatest. Now that we have, all of our devices, when we take it again, we'll be able to shut school down in the morning, like the Georgia Milestones or any other assessment, and give students the opportunity to take it in one setting and have more of a conducive testing environment. So I think that will benefit us in that way as well, but I agree with you.
I had a wonder. My wonder was, is there any way that we can implement some incentives, external incentives, so that students come to school on the days of the MAP testings or GMAT math testings because they know that they'll, be incentive. Maybe we can incentivize MAP testing and incentivize the testing dates as far as presence and as far as actual academia, what they score.
Absolutely. I mean, for kids who score within a certain range, they get, I think we did that for this time too, but that's something we definitely need to do. Yep.
Then I was also wondering, one last thing, if it was possible maybe to do more of a community outreach on the testing week, like the week before. I've even seen test pep rallies and things of that nature, getting community involved, donating like waters or peppermints. Just, peppermints is supposed to stimulate your mind, all this kind of stuff, or grapes, those things, like just mini bags for those that are testing. So, and with a little inspirational message on it. I've seen that done in the past.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Definitely for Georgia milestones, but you mean too also for MAP when we take the MAP assessments.
Maybe it'll get them in the mindset of that it is important. Look at what admin and teachers are doing. They're going the extra mile for this. Maybe it is more important than I thought it was, and take it more seriously because students need that external push and drive sometimes. So, and even celebrate the high MAP scores going into the milestone, maybe even having a board on each hall or something where we really celebrate the students that are taking it seriously and putting the thought and the effort and trying their best so that we can have a more accurate data. Because I'm pretty sure they're not exactly tuned in just yet. They know it doesn't count.
Got you. Good suggestions. Yes, ma'am. Any other noticings or wanderings or additional questions?
I'll just say something.
Go ahead.
I know seniors don't take the MAP in second semester, I believe, but I'm still here to help like with the incentives and stuff for the students. Like if you guys need anything or want to know what the students need or anything like that, I'm still here to help.
Yeah, thank you, Tamar. Definitely appreciate that. Your willingness to serve. All right. Next slide, please. All right, this slide just tells us where we are. You see fall 21, develop the strategic plan, which ends on in 2025, and then summer, and then in August, just completed our continuous improvement plan. And now we are here, September through December, utilizing current data. The GO team will review and possibly update the school's strategic plan and priorities. School strategic priorities and plan. And then you'll see what's next in the winter. That's budget work. Any questions? All right. Principal's report. Here are our final leveling numbers. I'll let you take a look at this. Our projected enrollment and our budget was done off of 1,358 students. We landed at 1,337 students for a difference of 21 students. You can see at the bottom, each student costs $5,193. So if you do that math, a difference of 21 students equals $109,053. Which we had to take from our reserves. Next slide. Any questions?
It doesn't look any different for the special needs students. You're saying per student. So is that not counted in or is it counted in? I'm just wondering.
Yes, ma'am. These are for all students, including special education students. Same price now. We don't pay, meaning the school doesn't pay directly for special education staff. That is a different budget. So special education staff comes directly from the district and not the local school budget.
Gotcha. Thanks.
All right. Here is how, so I didn't see the slide. We had a little over $200,000 in our reserves. So we had to take away 109 of that, and it left us right around $100,000 from that pot of money. So with that, we are doing curriculum and instruction. We want to boost staff morale, encourage staff on attendance days, so on and so forth. So we offer attendance stipends to all staff who miss 3 days or fewer. That isn't the right, need to update. That's not the right number. It costs a little bit more than that. But we did get district approved to offer each staff member $500 at Christmas time who missed 3 days or fewer, and not counting, COVID or bereavement or FMLA or intermittent FMLA. All staff have received the email with the stipulations, but everybody who reaches that threshold will receive a $500 stipend in December. And then spend a lot of money on IB for all of the trainings that staff have to have costs. So we have to get certification, being facetious, but it is very expensive. But I do believe in the pillars of IB, and I do believe that if we do it the right way, our students will definitely benefit from the levels of rigor that come with it. Next slide. Okay. Any questions? All right. We need for at least, is this me or is the chair? I could do it. We need at least 3 of our Go Team members to attend this Saturday.
No, Mr. Gardner, I'm so sorry. We don't need this slide. We already have our 3. Go Team, go.
All right. Thank you. Keep it moving. Is that it?
All right. We will keep moving then. We will now move on to our announcements. Ms. Kirkpatrick, you can pull the agenda back up so that everyone can see the announcements. So upcoming, we have our annual Title I meeting that will be this Thursday, September the 21st at 5:30, and it should end about 6 o'clock. And then we also have our PTA meeting the same night, September 21st at 6 p.m. We have our senior parent night, Wednesday, September the 27th at 5:30 p.m. And we will also have our IB parent night, go IB,
Yep.
October the 17th at 5 p.m. And I encourage everyone to attend all of them, but attend the IB parent night because we will be celebrating our Hispanic Heritage Month. We want to make sure that we're building the culture of our students. And so our students will be putting on a performance for us on this evening, as well as teachers will have different activities for parents and students. And there'll be a few surprises and things for you guys, for the community. So please come October the 17th, and we look forward to seeing you. Are there any additional announcements? No, all right. So we have reached the end of our agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions, please raise your hand. Oh, I'm sorry. I should do that one by one. All in favor, please raise your hand. Ms. Jenkins, do you have that?
Yes.
This is me raising my hand.
Okay. And Ms. Lewis, did you say aye, Ms. Lewis?
I raised my hand, but
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions, please raise your hand. All right, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, take care.
You too.